What's going on, Band of Warstein Cosmogs fans alike? This is Phantom Base coming at you with our week number 4 team prep for the IBL. Your coach of the New York Cosmogs is facing Dark Devil, aka Brendan, coach of the Marlboro Mudsdales. And his team and ours should appear above us right about now. As you can clearly see, his team is full of wonderfully horrifying threats. He's got some crazy bulk with things like Registeel, Vaporeon, Mandibuzz. He's also got some pretty good offense with things like Zygarde, Mega Gardevoir, and not to mention like Lycanroc. That thing is crazy. But as you can see, we have designed a team to kind of handle this, and I'm going to go in depth on it a little bit. I say that very loosely because like these, you will see right away, these EV spreads are crazy. Now, the reason for this is because I needed them to be. I needed to be able to handle whatever his team could bring. Why is my screen so dark? There we go. Now I'm visible. Okay, so like I said, we need to be able to handle all those threats. The main things, let me go ahead and explain the team that I'm expecting him to bring against me. Zygarde 50, 100% has to come. Mega Gardevoir is coming. Mandibuzz or Cryogonal, one of the two. I'm actually expecting more Cryogonal as a check to Landorus Therium, and also as a hazard removal option. And now that it gets Defog, it's a lot more reliable. I expect Registeel as a rocker. I expect Lycanroc, and I expect either Cofagrigus or Vaporeon, though I'm not sure which one. I don't think he'll. I could see reasons for him not to bring Vaporeon because I've got things like Decidueye and Electivire that really capitalize on it. I can easily taunt it down with things. Honestly, Victini gets taunt, Weezing gets taunt, and I'm running. And a few other things on my team that get taunt that I can really use to capitalize on Vaporeon. And so we can. So yeah, there's a few reasons why I don't expect him to bring Vaporeon. However, if he does choose to bring Registeel or Vaporeon, I still have other answers for that too. So it's not like it's the end of the world. Now let's go into the team that I built. The concept behind this team is I go into Hazard. I'm going to stack some hazards on him because if you look at his team and you look at Toxic Spikes, he has no poison types, so he can't absorb them, and his only removal is in. Okay, anyway, I'm going to make this kind of brief so I can have this battle. Yes, I've got to go to bed eventually. But, so, I'm expecting, the concept behind this team is to build kind of a hazards team where I can get rocks up pretty early. I need to get rocks up kind of early. I also need to get Toxic Spikes up incredibly early. Because like I said, you look at his team and you look at Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes punish so many of his Pokemon. They're only ones that they don't punish. Mandibuzz, Registeel, and Cryogonal, and 2 of the 3 of those are weak to rocks. Everything else is punished by Toxic Spikes. Zygarde is not gonna have a fun time dealing with Toxic Spikes. His only heal bellers are Vaporeon and Mega Gardevoir, and we have a way to shut down Vaporeon from clicking heal bell on this too. So, on top of that, if he doesn't bring hazard removal and we get Toxic Spikes up, they're there to stay, and they will punish his team severely. And the crazy thing is that I've got some good switch-ins to a lot of stuff on his team, so we can proceed with the happiness starting right about now. So, let's go into these sets first off. Let's go into Mega Diancie because, as you can see, Megan the Mega Diancie is making her return with a very cheeky spread here. I'm running enough speed to creep a Lycanroc, creeping my Victini, so that we can potentially pick it off in one shot with Earth Power. That would be great because he won't think that he may bring max speed, but I doubt that because it may be that he won't see the situation where he's going to have to deal with Diancie, and he's kind of stuck in a 4 move slot syndrome. He's got to have Accelerock, otherwise he cannot handle my Noivern. He's got to bring probably Stone Edge too, or Crunch. One of the other two handle my Victini and my Decidueye at the same time. He's got to have Iron Head to deal with Mega DNC, he's got to have drill room for Napoleon. He's got to have fighting coverage for Licky Licky. And he's got to have Zen Headbutt for Wheezing and Hitmontop. He's got really bad 4 moves lost syndrome here. You can't quite deal with my team properly in that regard, and we've got to we're capitalizing on that a little bit. So like I said, we're creeping him, creeping my Victini with Lycanroc, because I feel like that's what he's going to creep. I have nothing between Victini and Noivern as far as speed tiers go, so that is the entire purpose behind that. It can very easily kill it off too with an Earth Power. We don't need any boost or anything, but if I can predict him to go into the Lycanroc and click Rock Polish, then we don't care. He can click Accelerock all he wants, and that's his only priority. Because, and Extreme Speed Zygarde, but we're chewing that for days. After that, nothing on his team gets priority. And if I can get up to +2 speed, especially with some chip on Registeel and Cofagrigus, this team just drops straight up to Mega DNC. The end. Mega Gardevoir's 2-shot by Moonblast. Zygarde, if it's offensive, 1-shot by Moonblast. Mandibuzz, 1-shot by Moonblast. Vaporeon is 2-shot by Moonblast. Cofagrigus, 2-shot by Moonblast. Lycanroc is 1-shot by Earth Power. Cryogonal, Power Gem. Pyroar, Earth Power, or mostly Power Gem. Virizion, Moonblast. Zebstrika, Earth Power. And honestly, I think Zebstrika will also creep my Victini, which is another reason why. Actually, I think Zebstrika will creep my DNC. So I'm kind of envisioning an HP Steel Zebstrika coming this week, which is why I think that me bringing the set on Landorus that you will see here in a minute will work out so well, because he's either locked into one of 2 options for hidden power. He's either got HP Steel or he's got HP Ice. He can't have both, which is nice, because actually Victini switches into both of those, which is fantastic. And as you will see here with this prep, we are bringing this Victini set, which is an Assault Vest Victini, V-Create, Bull Strike, Glaciate, and U-Turn. These, with this incredibly peculiar spread, has a purpose. We are not 2-shot by Shadow Ball from Mega Gardevoir, modest Mega Gardevoir. With his Assault Vest plus the Spit F investment. We 1-shot it with V-Create, we 2-shot Zygarde 50 with Glaciate. We outspeed Adamant Zygarde, I think. Yes, we outspeed Adamant Zygarde by 1 point. We can also say that we're creeping a base 80 of mine. I don't think I have a base 80. Do I have a base 80? Let me look again, because I'm pretty sure I don't. No, I don't have a base 80. I've got... The closest thing I've got is Landorus, which is 91. And then Decidueye is 70. Hitmontop, I think 70 or 75. Weezing is 65. Napoleon 60. Pretty sure 60 something, I don't know. Yeah, so my speed tiers are kind of whack, but they're covered well by the team that I've got. Anyway, this set, like I said, switches into Mega Gardevoir every day of the week. We can U-turn on whatever we want. We can Bolt Strikes to kill Mandibuzz and Vaporeon with this investment, I believe. Glaciate, like I said, we're not going to be staying in too much on those two. Mandibuzz doesn't get Pursuit, and it doesn't get Sucker Punch either, I don't think so. It's not like we're having to deal with the Honchkrow. We can very easily just U-turn on it, go into something that can handle it. That is our Victini. It's pretty straightforward. It helps us deal with the likes of Registeel as well. We can 2-shot it. We can easily deal with Pyroar. We can Bolt Strike it to death. Cofagrigus is another issue, but V-Create is so much to that thing, it doesn't matter. And like I said, Mega Gardevoir straight drops to a V-Create, it doesn't matter. Our next Pokemon is our Licky Licky. This is one of our heat sets of the week. This is exact EV spread here. And this is so incredibly meticulously designed. We live 2 Adamant Brick Breaks from Lycanroc Dusk. Also meaning we live 2 Adamant Stone Edges from Lycanroc Dusk, barring crits. We live, I believe we live, let me check, but I believe we live 2 Hyper Voices from Mega Gardevoir as well. No, that's the only thing we don't live. But we do live 1 Focus Blast. We 2-shot Mega Gardevoir with, oh, hold on. That's not even right. we one-shot Mega Carnivore. Sorry, because the Power Belt halves our speed. We do end up one-shotting Mega Carnivore with Gyro Ball. We two-shot with this special attack investment. This is all we needed to two-shot Zygarde 50. I think it's even if he's max HP, we still break a sub, guaranteed. Yeah, let's check a very spit up bulky set. Gyro, actually Ice Beam. We kind of calc the standard OU sub DD set. We two-shot that with Ice Beam, which is crazy. So we're guaranteed to break a sub. 1,000 arrows does less than 25% from a non-invested set. Obviously, like with a bandit set, let me check. I want to double check and be sure. Just be sure. I think we live 2. Yeah, 2 bandit 1,000 arrows. We live. That's crazy. 2 adamant bandit 1,000 arrows from freaking what you call it, Zygarde 50. Now that's if he's adamant. If he's jolly, guaranteed live 2. We definitely two-shot this thing with Ice Beam too. That's the good news. So, and then Dragon Tail is to prevent setup with other mons. Like, if he wants to be cheeky and bring Registeel as a setup mon, he can do that all he wants. We can Dragon Tail it out. We can wish on a lot of things. We can Dragon Tail out the Cofagrigus if he goes for like a nasty plot set. We can Dragon Tail out Pyro if he's a workup set that I've seen before. SD Verzion we can Dragon Tail out. Vaporeon, even if he wants to bring like a goofy Acid Armor Pass set with Vaporeon, we can Dragon Tail that out too. So no big deal. Nasty Plot Mandibuzz, Dragon Tail it out too. Like I'm not expecting anything. I'm expecting everything. So this set is meant to take on his biggest threats and get rid of the ones that are trying to set up in my face. So next up, we do have kind of a stall. This is gonna be the goofiest set you ever heard, but Stallbreaker Wheezing. Now, hear me out here. We can outspeed a defensive Vaporeon. We outspeed Registeel outright. So even if he's rock polished, we can taunt him down first, and he can't do it. And that gives us free Toxic Spike setup, guaranteed. So we can proceed to. And if he gets a Scald Burn on us with Vaporeon, we have Black Sludge to mitigate, so we're not losing any HP. And we can wish on Licky Licky to pass into this, should that happen. But yes, if we can taunt down one of his passive mons that are slower than us, we can get free Toxic Spikes up. That's how we're going to get Toxic Spikes into this game. And that's how I plan to keep them there. We can, especially if he's got like, and if he brings in Cryo to Defog or Rapid Spin, we click Flamethrower, because we can do a good chunk to that thing with Flamethrower. Flamethrower is also for the Registeel, so the thing that we're trying to beat with, or the thing we're trying to taunt down with this thing, we can also beat 1v1. Also lets us beat, Sludge Bomb also lets us 2-hit kill Mega Gardevoir, I believe. Actually, no, it doesn't 2-hit kill, but it does a good chunk. We also hit Virizion for good damage. We hit everything for good damage, not named Zygarde, or Lycanroc, or Cofagrigus. Or Registeel. Well, Registeel. We do a good chunk too. Everything else just kind of takes neutral damage. You could potentially get a poison if they switch in before we get Toxic Spikes up, or if they're flying like Mandibuzz or Cryo. If we can get a Sludge Bomb poison on them, that'd be just as good. Next up on this team, we have a trap anti-setup Decidueye. So we've got our Spirit Shackle Subroost Haze. This is our dedicated counter to Zygarde. We can also use it to counter out his Registeel. We can Spirit Shackle it to death, and we can Subroost on it for days. Unless he's running a lot of speed, we will outspeed him, and we can sub up on it for free. If I can Spirit Shackle it as he switches in, we can sub up on it, Roost, Haze, oh my goodness. We can prevent a lot of hazards this way too. If we can, or not prevent hazards, we can definitely prevent a lot of passiveness. If he doesn't bring a Baton Pass Vaporeon, we can stall that thing too. So I'm not opposed to doing this. I hate that this comes to this, but this is our dedicated way to break down his walls if it needs to come to this. Now, this team is incredibly bulky because I really only have 2 main win conditions this week, and that's Assault Vest Victini could be one, but mainly it's my Mega DNC. It's our late game cleanup. We can chip down his team a lot with this this bulky offense team. That's the strategy here. Is a bulky offense with hazards. Our last Pokemon is probably our guaranteed lead here. We've got Landorus Therian here. We can lead with this thing, set up rocks pretty quickly. We can set up rocks on a lot of things. We can set up on the Registeel. We can set up on the Mandibuzz. Hilariously enough, we can set up rocks on the We set up rocks on the Cofagrigus, set up rocks on the honestly Lycanroc. This is their dedicated switch into Lycanroc and another check to Zygarde, because, and honestly we can just use this thing to, with the special defense investment we are not I need to double check this calc because it's been a while since I built this team. So I'm actually going to double check this calc really fast, but I'm pretty sure it's set so that after rocks we don't die to a modest hyper voice from Mega Gardevoir, and we do one shot with Earthquake. Let's check. So yes, Earthquake after rocks kills. Hyper voice cannot kill us after 2 rounds of rocks, even with a max roll. That's what it was. We also live 2 Psyshocks from Mega Gardevoir. If he Will-O-Wisp us, so be it. I mean, I've got, I don't think he would bring that set because we've got Victini as a guaranteed switch in. And like I said, after 2 rounds of rocks, we can kill Gardevoir. That's the hope. Actually, what's crazy is Z-Fly straight up blows it away. And if he's an offensive Zygarde, like I think he will be, like Choice Banded Zygarde, we can check really fast. But first off, we're not 2-hit killed by anything, not even Outrage. And Earthquake into Z-Fly actually does kill, guaranteed. Unless we get the absolute minest of min rolls both times, we're doing 99.9% damage to this thing, which is crazy. But still, that's if we get the 2 absolute min rolls from Z-Fly or Earthquake into Z-Fly. So let's let that sink in for a second. Unless he rings Coil. If he rings Coil, it'd be crazy. But you know, once again, I've got freaking Decidueye here to handle that. So that's the kind of the concept of this team here. So I think we're gonna kind of hop in and see how this goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this is gonna be one of our few live comps in the IBL. Unless I can just really feel into this and make it go for it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the battle. Bye, guys.